Now, as I've mentioned, this is the most advanced and versatile Tahoe Suburban lineup ever made. The amount of technologies offered, the luxurious interior, and the spacious cabin are just the beginning. In fact, there are over 25 available safety and convenience features available today. Premium amenities like heated and ventilated seats, luxurious leather, and advanced technology with available Google built-in will only make getting to your destination that much easier. In fact, try connecting it to your smartphone and the available 10-speaker Bose audio system will fill your cabin with music. There's no reason why you can't love the all-new Tahoe Suburban. Now, keeping with Chevrolet's intuitive and driver-friendly design, most of the buttons that you see here are probably gonna look pretty familiar. Of course, you know what the lock and unlock button does on the door panel here. Up top, you got the mirror selector. The left button selects the left mirror, the right one for the right mirror accordingly. The circular button will adjust the tilt and angle of the mirror so that you get everything in the perfect line of sight. Below that, you've got your window lock for the rear, and then the power folding mirror button right next to it. You've got express, driver, and passenger windows, and then the rear windows are standard power. You've got your driver memory settings below for driver 1 and driver 2, and then you've got the easy exit option to allow for easy exit and entry when exiting or entering the vehicle. All right, one important thing to know is how to program your programmable fobs. The vehicle does come with settings for driver 1 and driver 2. However, you may notice that it is not labeled as driver 1 or driver 2. So it's important to enter the vehicle with them separately. You'll want to enter with one individually, and once you start the vehicle, you'll notice that the vehicle will indicate if you're driver 1 or driver 2 for memory settings. Once you've identified the proper fob, you'll be able to save and program your driver settings. Now, you'd want to start by pressing and holding the set button. You'll hear one beep, and then you'll press and hold the 1 button for the driver 1 fob. Hold it until you hear 2 beeps and your settings have been saved. That will include the steering column if it's equipped with power, tilt, and telescoping steering wheel, your seat settings, and your mirror settings. To the right of the set button, you'll notice the easy exit button. This button will allow you to program the seat and the steering wheel for you to exit the vehicle the easiest. Generally, you want to lower the seat all the way down and the steering wheel all the way up and back like so. That way you can exit and enter quickly. Simply hold to set once your settings have been achieved and it'll program it accordingly. To return to your driver 1 settings, simply hold the 1 button and it will return like so. Now, one thing new for this new generation of Tahoe is that they've removed the hydraulic parking brake. The parking brake can now be found on a button highlighted with a P right here. It's electric parking brake, just make sure your foot is on the brake, press it, and the brakes will engage accordingly. Next to the parking brake, you've got your lane departure warning. Once it's on, it will be indicated with an amber light. What the lane departure warning does is read the lines in the road once you're excelling over 35 miles an hour, and it will alert you to an unsignaled lane change. In fact, the vehicle will correct the steering wheel to attempt to keep you in your designated lane. Next to that, you'll find the button for the parking sensors. You can turn them on or off, but keep in mind, the amber light will indicate that they are on and active. You've got your auto stop feature, which is whenever you're at a stop sign or at a stoplight for an extended period of time, the engine will actually shut down and run on auxiliary power to keep the vehicle going without consuming gas. Next to that, you'll find the button for the 120-volt outlet in the rear. Press it to power. Below that, we've got your traction control. It is always on by default. It is a safety feature, so you don't want to turn it off unless you intend to go off-road intentionally. It basically senses and detects loss of traction between the wheels and the pavement or the road that you might be on. And next to that, you'll find the camera icon, which will activate the 360 camera on the vehicle. Pressing it will activate a top view of the vehicle, allowing you to see a complete eagle eye so you know where you're parking, your proximity to other vehicles, or the curb. Below that, you'll find your drive mode selector. There are actually 4 drive modes to select from. You'll select normal for everyday driving and maximum fuel efficiency, sport for enhanced steering and suspension for added performance, tow haul for increased torque to the rear wheels when you're towing or hauling, or off-road for maximum torque to the rear wheels when driving off-road in snow, rain, loose gravel, grass, or dirt. Next to that, you'll find your dimmer selection where you can brighten or darken the dash and infotainment system to your liking. Below that, you'll find your headlight settings. I recommend you set them to auto. To the right, you'll notice that your wiper and your signal stock have been combined into one. Of course, like any other vehicle, you'll make your turn signals accordingly, adjust your wiper blades, front and rear, and your high beam settings. You'll even be able to activate IntelliBeam, which will detect an oncoming vehicle and adjust your high beams accordingly. Now, on the left side of the steering wheel, you'll notice your cruise control settings. Of course, you've got power to activate, X for cancel, resume, and set. You'll also make settings here if you have adaptive cruise control. You've got your frontal collision alert setting here, which will set the gap between you and the vehicle in front of you, and it'll even maintain distance if you have adaptive cruise control. Below, in select models, you will have a heated steering wheel setting. To the right, you'll notice a hands-free button, which you'll utilize to make and answer phone calls and activate integrated Google features if equipped. Below, you'll have the end call button, which of course you utilize to end a phone call. You can also use this to mute the radio system. To the right, you'll notice the controls for your driver information center. You'll toggle left or right to select the proper menu, and then roll the button up or down to select the proper page accordingly. Behind the steering wheel, you'll notice a set of buttons. The left side will actually toggle between the favorites that you've pre-saved in your radio. The right will actually raise or lower the volume accordingly. Of course, up to raise, down to lower. To the right of the steering wheel, you'll notice something completely new for the Tahoe Suburban. No longer will you shift gears on the steering column. There's a new feature, precision shift. All you'll need to do is push the button or pull the tab accordingly to select the appropriate gear. Push for park, pull for reverse, push for neutral, pull for drive. Below that, you'll be able to select the highest gear suitable for your trailer needs. New for 2022 is a 12.2-inch driver information screen, a fully digital, non-analog screen which customers can actually customize. There are 4 different options to choose from, so the driver can actually make the display easier for them to use. Now, today's modern drivers increasingly expect seamless integration between their personal tech and the vehicles they're driving. With the all-new Tahoe Suburban, you can expect just that. With Google built in, you're actually able to use your phone and your Google account to give the vehicles commands and make your driving experience that much more comfortable. You can utilize Maps, Google Assistant, and download personalized apps directly onto the vehicle. There's no need to connect your phone to the vehicle to utilize these apps because they are actually hardwired to the system. With Google Assistant, you can actually adjust the volume of the vehicle, adjust the climate controls, lowering or raising the temperature, lowering or raising the volume, adjusting the radio channel. You can even set up reminders on your personal Google Calendar. What more do you need? Now, along the infotainment system, you'll notice some tabs, and it probably looks similar to an iPad or a tablet of sorts that you have at home. That is part of the seamless and intuitive user-friendly system that Chevrolet executes perfectly. Now, of course, with audio, you'll select audio accordingly, and that'll get you to AM, FM, XM satellite radio, or Bluetooth streaming once you've been connected to a device. You'll also notice Google News or podcasts once you're connected with your Google account. Back will take you back, or the house icon will take you home. This is redundant. The house button also takes you home. Google Maps, of course, opens Google Maps accordingly, and you can actually navigate the system to command you to where you need to go. You can utilize the hands-free button on the steering wheel, or you can utilize the voice button on the screen as seen. Google, please navigate to 11711 Katy Freeway.
Okay, 11711 Katy Freeway. Here we go.
Easy as that. Now, on the next tab, you'll notice the phone icon. To connect a phone, you simply press the phone tab, manage phones, and you'll click add phone. Now, within your phone's interface, whether it be Android or Google, you'll select the gear settings, open up your Bluetooth connections. Once your Bluetooth connections are open, you'll proceed a search. You'll look for MyChevrolet and select accordingly. Once a connection is attempted, you'll notice a notification on your phone and the screen with a password. Once you've confirmed that they both match, select pair on both screens. Allow permissions for contacts. Allow access to messages for seamless integration. And you're all good to go. All right, once completely connected, you'll notice whether you've got Android Auto or Apple CarPlay capability, it'll utilize wireless projection, which means you won't have to have your phone connected with a data cable to the vehicle. So no more messes, no more wires getting in the way. It's all connected, all projected. You can utilize anything you normally would via standard projection without the fuss of cables, like so. Google, phone, Spotify, messages, and if you want to return to the vehicle's native home screen, just hit the house button below. All right, moving on, you'll notice the camera tab. The all-new Tahoe and Suburban offers up to 9 available camera views, so whether you're parking, towing, or pulling up to a tight space, Chevrolet's got you covered. Now, you've got your Google Assistant icon to give the vehicle commands as mentioned. You would give it any command you normally would with your connected device at home. With the Play Store, you can actually download selected apps to the vehicle. Doing so, you don't have to use your phone and you don't have to project either, and it actually allows a more integrated, user-friendly experience. Android Auto is for Android Auto. If equipped with your phone, of course, you'll use Apple CarPlay to access Apple CarPlay with an Apple device. Swipe over and you can see the trailer lights icon, and this is what you would utilize should you be connecting to a trailer and you need to do a test on the trailering lights. Climate is to adjust the climate control. This will give you front and rear settings should you not want to fumble with the analog controls below. All right, next over is your settings tab, which of course you'll use to access your driver-centric settings that are specific to each driver. One thing that I do like to point out is the rear seat reminder if you have children or you don't. If you don't have children, you'll want to deactivate that, otherwise the vehicle will always remind you to check your back seats. In doing so, you'll go to Vehicle and click on Rear Seat Reminder and it'll be turned off. Another feature which is new for 2022 is Buckle to Drive, where the vehicle does not let you engage the vehicle outside of park if your seatbelt is not fastened. You can turn it off like so, or be safe and wear your seatbelt. Back to the home screen, you've got your Wi-Fi hotspot. The vehicle is equipped with 4G LTE capability. You do get 1 month complimentary. After that, it is a subscription-based service offered by OnStar. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more. Once you've set up an appropriate account via MyChevrolet, you'll be able to access the MyChevrolet tab. In MyChevrolet, you'll be able to view specific features that are equipped in your vehicle, the owner's manual, and how-to videos to help you get on your way. Next over, you've got Google News and Podcasts, which in order to access, you will need to be logged in with an active Google account. If you swipe over to the far left, you'll see your home screen, and on the far left of the screen, you'll find your favorites tray, which you can access your most commonly used apps, such as Google, trailering, phone, maps, music, and your home screen below, like so. All right, below your screen, you'll notice your analog functions. The knob to the left is going to be for your power and volume. In the center, you've got the seek back button, seek forward, the house for your home screen accordingly, and the page back button. To the right, you'll notice your analog selector, which you can utilize to select a specific app or icon and press it to select. Below that, you'll find the climate control settings. This vehicle utilizes tri-zone climate control, one for the driver, one for the passenger, and the other for the rear occupants. The left side will adjust the driver settings, the right side for the passenger settings, and then you'll access the rear climate controls in the screen above. Moving towards the center, you'll notice some buttons that probably look pretty familiar, such as the fan location, fan speed, defog, defrost, etc. You'll simply turn the knob to adjust your fan speed like you would any other vehicle, and then select the proper icon for the fan location, AC, and recirculate. Below that, to the left, you'll find your heated seat settings. The left button is for your heated seat and back. To the right of that, you'll notice the heated seat back setting. You'll use that mostly for long road trips or lower back pain, which is very therapeutic. Of course, 3 lights for max intensity, 1 for mild. In the center, you'll find the buttons for the rear climate to power on or off or lock the rear settings. To the right, you'll notice identical buttons to the driver's side for heated seat settings. The left button is going to activate the heated seat back only, the right for the full heated seat. 3 lights illuminated for max intensity, 1 for mild. Below, you'll notice a USB-C plug, USB-A, and a standard car charging port to the right. Below that, you'll see the wireless charging pad, which you can use to charge your device if compatible. Simply place your phone on the pad, and once it's illuminated with the green Thunderbolt, it's charging. If it doesn't light up, just simply turn it 180 degrees and wait for it to light up. Now, keep in mind, do not keep any metal objects between your phone and the charging pad. They will retain heat and can get very hot. But just in case, Chevrolet has included active ventilation below to keep the pad cool.